Lately, I've been enjoying hot chocolate a lot. I'm not really used to speaking in front of the camera and just having all my thoughts straight, because when I do, it's just, it goes everywhere. For instance, my son, at that time, he was coming from a household where there was a lot of screaming. I want to talk about this video, and I'm gonna let you know from the get-go what this video is not about. So if this is not what you want to listen to, you can go ahead and exit this video, because I'm not here to entertain everyone, just a very specific group of people. Hello guys, so I'm Cherry Sandoval. Welcome to my channel. I know I've been a little bit everywhere. I was just trying to survive and learn how to live day by day. I've been here, I've been gone, but I'm back better than ever. And I actually made a YouTube video a while back in December, and I just decided not to post it. Many reasons. The main one was I never really finished it because I didn't really got it to where I wanted to be. And then as I was going over my conversations, I was going a lot of back and forth. I started to question who I was and how I wanted to portray other people in that conversation that I was having. So now, after going through another Great Depression in my life, I just came to a lot of realizations. And I've noticed that when I go through really, really tough things, I come out stronger and better and just like more true to who I am and I want to be. Today, we're just going to go over who I want to talk to, who's the group of people in the community I want to foster. If what I talk about in my videos and my future videos helps you, by all means, keep watching this. I want to specifically talk to working moms that are trying to manifest their reality and are going through a journey where you put all of your thoughts in control and God above everything else. I'm not here for the views. I'm just here to touch people's hearts, a certain amount of people's hearts, and actually genuinely help them. And that's my main purpose and my main goal as to why I'm making this video. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you guys that I'm this like Christian or super religious person, because my religion is something that I am currently working with, and I've been working with my religion for the past year. And it's been a journey where I've had ever since I was in high school. And as I've gotten older, I've been able to kind of got closer to God due to the fact that I went through a lot of things the past few years. And I just want to share it. I want to have a platform where I can share what I typically do in person when I meet someone. I always tend to gravitate to talk to people and help them out and find their purpose in life and meaning. And I feel like once I leave a conversation with a person and I'm able to help in any sort of way, it kind of fills my heart with joy. So it was like a no-brainer for me to kind of do the same here, but with like a camera. If you know me personally, you know that I've always done content, whether it be like quinceañeras or advertisement, and I've always wanted to be in front of the camera, and I've always wanted to be on YouTube, but I never really had a purpose. And I feel like the reason why I never continued was because of that. I was in a place where I was not okay, but at the time I really didn't know that. Now looking back, I know that's probably a reason as to why, but having a purpose just made everything so much clearer for me and just meaningful, which is why I wanted to have this community of people where we can just open chat in the comments and have those super important conversations that at times maybe we don't have with our family members or even like our friends, and we just tend to like keep to ourselves. That can sometimes later down the road transform into problems. I wish I found a YouTube channel back in the day when I was going through stuff where I was able to have these conversations, because at times when you go through things, it tends to be like a lonely road. I just want to have a platform where we can all kind of uplift each other and help each other. For the people that don't have that group of friends, not everybody has a big group of friends, and some people do have a group of friends, but they're not really good friends, or they're not really the right people you want to tell these things to. Eventually, I would like to have a place where we can all ask questions and possibly down the road talk about them. So let's get started. But let's take a sip of this water. And I have my journal because I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to go off topic too much. I finally became a part-time mommy, and I say part-time because I do co-parent. When my son is with me, I am with him 24/7. And as crazy as that sounds, not a lot of mommies get to have that luxury. I do. I get to have that luxury because I'm able to work the days that he's not with me, which has been a blessing to me. I used to work a full-time job, and that meant that my baby had to go to daycare. And they were the hardest days of my life because every time I would leave Camilo, which is my son, he would always cry. He would always cry, and I would always be on the camera. And there was days that I actually joined in the class, just check how they spoke to the kids. And a lot of the times, they were kind of rough on them and they would scream at them. And I know kids can be handful. For instance, my son at that time, he was coming from a household where there was a lot of screaming, like a very chaotic environment. So for him to be in a place where he felt unsafe and unknown, where there was people screaming across the room, I feel like it kind of messed him up a little bit. So when I became a full-time mommy, in the sense that I was with him at all times, I saw tremendous change in him. So I feel very blessed and very proud to be able to do this for him. For the first time, I'm able to take care of my son hands-on, plus also be able to live my dream, which is have my own business and create content, which I've always wanted to do. So it's truly amazing. We will be talking about positive thinking, manifestation, and just self-growth. So if this is not the video that you want to watch, please click out. With all your respect, this is nothing more than that. So if you're here for something else, adios. And then I'll see you guys later, or maybe not. But if this is for you and this is the video that you want to watch, I am so excited that you're here. I feel like I've been going through a lot, and these things have helped me tremendously. And I just want to share with you guys because it can be lonely out there and it can be hard. And I'm not saying that this is going to work for you, but it might. And if it does, isn't that amazing that we're able to have a platform? Well, people are able to have a platform where they can just upload videos and talk about real life experiences and actually help the community out there. Finding purpose has been so hard for me. I might even think that I found my purpose already, but in reality, this is just the beginning of a bigger purpose, right, that I have. But I know for a fact that I've always wanted to help people. I've never not doubt that, not one single time. And even going back to my childhood and back in my youthful high school days, my dad always thought I was going to be a therapist. And the reason why he thought that was because I always had a lot of friends that would come over and they would spend hours and hours talking to me about their lives. And my dad kind of noticed that from day one, that a lot of people like to follow me. Even when I was little, like when I used to live in apartments, like I just had like a big group of friends. And he saw that I liked building community. So he always thought that I was going to be a therapist for some reason, but that was never something that interested me, or I never got to learn, because coming from like a Mexican Hispanic culture, therapy was never talked about. Therapy was more seen as something that people have to get when you're like not all there. That's totally incorrect. Yeah, I thought it was funny how he always thought that of me. Finding my purpose in life had to come to me in a way that I never imagined. I had to go through a lot for me to understand what that purpose was, which I'm kind of like grateful that I did, because it kind of helped me and it shaped me to become the person that I am today. But I just want to be able to help women out there that are not fully capable of seeing themselves with that confidence. Like there's not a lot of confident women out there. It makes me really sad because I have a lot of cousins, a lot of girl cousins. I'm the eldest of them all, and in some sort of way I feel like at some point some of them did look up to me, but I tried to live my life as good as possible because I knew that they were watching me, but I wish I would have given them more to just me thinking I was doing the right thing. I wish I wish I would have had those conversations with them, but I wasn't really fully aware of all the things I was doing wrong. But now looking back, if I could tell, a younger cousin of mine life experiences and the way that how I live my life and why I live my life the way I do, I feel like I would be able to, save, or not save, but like help a lot of young girls that are not fully aware of how life goes down. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the times you go in life thinking that you're not worth it. As hard as that sounds, it's true. A lot of people don't think they're worth of anything, which is totally incorrect. You are worth a lot. And we try to find validation from men, even friends or girlfriends or parents. It wasn't until I started going to church when I realized, like, you don't need validation from no one, because God already did it for you. Like, you are worth a lot already. Like, God died for you. That alone, you don't need to prove yourself to no one. Not even to your job. Okay, guys? Because I know I'm guilty of, okay? Once you start seeing things from a different light, things just start like falling into place. And I wish I would have known that sooner, instead of looking up to the wrong type of people of who I thought I wanted to be or why I wanted to have the things that I wanted to have. I feel like it would have saved me so many heartbreaks, so many, expectations I had, and I would be in a better mental space sooner. Like I said, I did make a video a while ago, and I talked about my divorce. And as I was going over it, I realized I was saying a lot of things that, even though they were true, they didn't sit right with me. But I am a rare example of a walking testimony that you can get a divorce in today's society. If you're in a toxic relationship where your mental health is at risk, you are capable of getting a divorce and starting from zero. I currently live in the state where my parents are not living here. I did not have anyone, and the people that I did have were the people that were mentally abusing me. So at times, things always seemed like impossible to do, but thanks to God and to the community of people that I had around me, I was able to take that step forward. In some cases, you can have a better co-parent relationship than the actual relationship or the marriage itself when two people are not right for each other. Thankfully, like I said, I had a community that I was able to lean on, and I'm blessed for that. And at times, when you don't want to see things, it seems like it's a lonely road. And I'm sure in some cases it might be, but there's always help. But it has to come from you to take that step forward. I would like to say that I would not be here telling this story today if it wasn't for that group of people. One of them being my friends, my coworkers, my now boyfriend, my job. At the time, they did everything they could to help me too. I had never even imagined, not in a million years, think that they would help me. They were helping me just because they resonated with my story and they did not want to see me struggle. I was offered a lot of things. I was offered to live for free in a place as long as I wanted to. I didn't move forward with that just because I had a baby, and the place to me at the time did not seem as that safe. I was just very skeptical and really scared, and I did not want to be alone. I did not want to be alone for many reasons. But I was offered so much help. And so I guess the moral of the story is, don't doubt yourself and trust in God, because things always do work out. I'm able to now say that 2024 is the year of becoming a better human, a better child of God, a better mom, a better girlfriend, a better daughter, even a better friend. It's just a year to fulfill all of your dreams and manifest your reality. This is fucking amazing that you are making this change for yourself and you want to listen to all of this, because that alone is the first step to actually achieving what you want. Sometimes you can spend hours just sitting in the bed, not knowing what's going on. It takes balls to admit that. So I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for having that realization and admitting it to yourself. I did not get here by myself, even though I was kind of taking that step forward. I was kind of just like hitting this wall where I wasn't able to move past it. And my boyfriend actually got me a journal. And he was like, hey, I think you should journal. It would be really beneficial for you. You can put all of your thoughts in there and you can kind of start planning where you see yourself in the future. And when he told me this, I was like, first of all, I do not like to journal because that's private thoughts and I don't want nobody to read my thoughts. Before, when I was younger, I used to have a diary and I think someone bumped into it. I want to say maybe it was like an ex or like my mom, and they read some stuff that I didn't want them to read. So then I was like, this is gonna be the last time I write in a diary. Like, never will I ever write ever again. So then when he said that, I was just like, yeah, you're crazy. So I didn't. But I also started seeing that one of his close friends, because he has like a big group of friends, started promoting her services as a life coach and specifically targeting like journaling. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give it a try. I do like the idea of journaling, even though it's a little haunting. I would like to learn more about it. So I joined and I started learning how to journal. And besides how to journal, she kind of opened my mind into realizing that there's a lot of trauma that was holding me back from putting these thoughts into a book. There was a lot of relationships that I had with certain people that were keeping me in a negative mindset, and a lot of realization that I had a lot of growth to do, and I was letting myself down, and I was not sticking through with my promises. And as hard as that was, I did cry many times. It was kind of helpful. And if you want to know her Instagram handle, it's High Vibes with Cass, and I'm going to make sure I insert it somewhere here. Check her out. She's freaking amazing. After talking to Cass, I realized that I wanted to work specific areas of my life that I did not have locked down, but I kind of wished I did. And we came to the conclusion that journaling was going to be one of them. Organizing myself, meditating, setting boundaries, and being nicer to myself. After we analyzed that, we realized, okay, these are the things I need to work on. So like, let's get to work. But with that came realistic expectation and realistic like techniques that work for me. Without going too much in detail as to what I did with her, because one, I don't fully remember everything, but like it worked. That's all I know. I wouldn't want to speak upon her because I'm not a professional, but just on research that I've done on my own, I know that that is very important. It's very important to kind of realize where you see yourself and where you want to be and what is it that you want to work for you to actually be able to plan, execute in paper, writing, or in your brain to take action. And the way that I realized like this would be the way that I would execute was actually coming up with a plan with Cass in the sense as to when I was going to journal and meditate. And with my boyfriend, I actually made a plan as to how I was going to organize my business, because that was a major thing for me where I was really stressing out to the point where I didn't even want to do anything anymore. I was like, I'm so stressed. This is not where I wanted to be, and I'm just not going to do it no more. Even though I said, no, I'm not going to do it, he was like, okay, well, you can keep saying whatever you want. You obviously need help, and I'm great at this, so I'm going to step in, and I'm going to do it for you to kind of like get you in that doorstep. So he did. He organized all of my schedule, and he kind of just like gave me such a relief where I was like, okay, this is not bad. I can do this. I think it was the overwhelming thought of just doing it first because I was not like used to it. Once I had all of that organized, doing one event or putting something in my calendar just became super easy. So kudos to him because he saved me. He saved me in this one. And then setting boundaries. Cass did help a lot with teaching me why boundaries were important and how beneficial they were. When I started my relationship with my boyfriend as well, I had very clear that I wanted to have boundaries with him, and he did too. So it wasn't like something I wasn't already, I want to say, like working on, But I will say that I never set boundaries for friends or family members until I met my boyfriend and after I talked to Cass. That I started to like realize that people do need to set boundaries with other people, even if they're close to you. And that seemed like a area in my life where I struggled a lot. And once I started accepting it and started applying it, I started seeing results. And then once I saw results, I was like, nah, like I'm not going back anymore. I am not letting people step over me. I will stand up for myself, and the people that do love me will understand and will keep loving me. And I will learn how to respect other people's boundaries. Not that I ever had a problem with, but I was also like not used to. I had to learn how to set boundaries, but also respect people's boundaries, which led me to be in this like peaceful place where I don't have a problem with anyone right now in my life, and I'm super grateful. And the people that might have a problem with me are probably because they're overstepping my boundaries, and they don't want to respect those. And I'm okay with that. And it's taken me so long to get here. I haven't cut friends and family like completely like cold turkey, but I've set super hard boundaries where there's gonna be two options here. Either they're gonna learn how to respect them, which I'm hoping they do because I love them to death, or they're gonna walk away. And I kind of just came into a resolution where like I'm okay with both. And I think this is the reason why I also struggle having friends, was because I never set those boundaries from day one. So then a lot of people would overstep me, and then I kind of just went off thinking like I don't need people in my life and I can always figure it out. I'm a boss ass bitch and I'm gonna live life like that, which worked, but worked to get by, but not really worked to like understand how I want to perceive and how I want to be respected. Yeah, it's been a journey. It's been a journey, guys. It's been a journey. So positive thinking is so hard because if you're not used to doing this, it's gonna take you a little while, but you have to try. And you have to come to a realization that to accept that alone, it's a hard pill to swallow. And it's not for the weak. It is not for the weak. But the people that can swallow it, take action on it. Because also, I learned that we have around 60,000 thoughts minimum per day. And out of those 60,000 thoughts that we have, 80% of those are negative thoughts. And then that's just the way that we are structured as humans. So knowing that alone has helped me a lot with the way that I think. And it's been able to put things in perspective with me. So like if I'll have a thought and I'm like, wait a minute, like is this reality or is this just me thinking this? That alone is like, okay, well, this is not a fact. It's me thinking this way. So we're going to just give the benefit of the doubt and think positive. So I don't know if you noticed, but every time you think negatively, it kind of just trickles down to like the next thing you have to encounter. And like your whole day is ruined. So it all has to start from like the beginning. Hello?
Hola, mi amor.
Hi, baby. Are you on your way here?
Yeah, I just left work. I'm on my way.
Alrighty, babe. Well, I'm making a video, so I'll see you here when you get here.
Alright, baby.
I love
I'm
you.
free.
Yay.
Free!
Bye,
Alright,
baby.
bye.
Love you. Bye. The call just kind of like lost my train of thought. Having control of your thoughts and emotions. God, emotions. Having control of your emotions. I'm a very emotional person. I'm like passionate, you know, like I'm a Scorpio. I'm passionate. I'm like, oh my God, like I feel like this, I feel like that. And I just can't help it. That's just how I am. But knowing that I need to control my emotions has saved me so much, so much. And I've been in a situation recently with work related where the people who, well, not the people, I work for someone and that person has employees. So I don't work with them, but I work with them in the sense that like when I do my job, I have to work with them, if that makes any sense without trying to say too much. So long story short, they don't want to help and they don't want to do their part. These people are making it really hard for me to do my job. Yeah, so then that day I was just kind of like super like, again, overthinking. And I was like, oh my God, they're doing this to get at me for whatever reason. What did I do to them? Super personal, getting emotional. And then I went through this like whole set of emotions that afternoon. But then after the next day, I was just kind of like, let's just say it is the case, you know, that they're trying to make my job hard for whatever reason, and then they don't like me, and let's just say everything that I'm thinking is true. That's out of my control. Like, it's out of my control if someone doesn't want me around. What's in my control is being able to do my job the best way I can. And then as soon as I kind of changed that perspective, like, okay, this is a problem, but where are solutions? Where can I find solutions? And once I started like analyzing the solutions, I was no longer stressed out. I was like, okay, well, if this doesn't work, then I'm gonna do this, and this, and that. And it turned out that I was able to come up with more ideas to work around the people that didn't want to work with me than me thinking that they were the only option. So not only did I redirected my thinking, but also found solutions that I would have never even think about if that wouldn't have happened to me, and if I would have been stuck in this like negativity. So something as simple as that, like, yeah, you can dread on the negative things, or you can just redirect it. Understand that what's reality and not reality. I don't know if that's true or not, because they never told me anything. And even if that was the case, like, am I just gonna like give up? No, like, I'm gonna keep doing my thing, because they not like us. They not like us. They not like us. Setting goals was really hard for me because I didn't know how to set goals. I just set goals long term and some short term that weren't even really short term. They were just like also kind of like mid term. It was really important for me. So I had to realistically make goals that I can achieve like in a day, so that I can keep feeling like I'm making progress, because I'm that type of person. Today, I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna get ready. That alone is a goal for me. It doesn't always happen. It doesn't always happen. And it's something that brings me so much joy afterwards. Like, this to you is probably not even getting ready, but to me it is. But this to me brings me so much happiness because people treat me so much better. It makes me feel confident. It makes me feel put together, and it gives me the motivation to keep pushing myself. And when I don't even get ready, I low-key tend to give up on things. I do. I wanted to talk about stacking enjoyable things with your goals as a way to create new paths for you to actually find joy in changing old habits, because I struggled a lot with that. I went through this phase where like I wanted to change everything about me, but at the same time it made me feel like I wasn't myself. So it kind of just like brought me all back to where I was when I started making those changes, because I felt like I didn't know myself. And I came to a realization like, okay, I think I was just having a little mental breakdown because everything was changing in my life. And on top of that, I wanted to change everything negative about me all around the same time, to where I came to a point where I didn't even recognize who I was or what I was trying to do. I was just kind of like, wait a minute, like, what's going on and why do I feel this way? And then after I did that, like after I analyzed that I was not okay, it just like, I just went down the hill. And then I bumped across this video where they talked about having like enjoyable things stacked up with the things that you want to change, so that you can find some joy in changing your old habits. Because a lot of the times you try to change these old habits, but you're not really enjoying them. And so then you start hating them. And then you start kind of like low-key resenting yourself. So it's something I started to do. Whenever I try something new, I try to make sure that I compensate myself at the same time with something that I love doing. Example, I love hearing podcasts. I love hearing people talk about journeys and elevating themselves, but a lot of the time, like, these podcasts take like over an hour. So I'll be like sitting there like watching these things like for an hour, and that's like an hour that I could be doing something. So what I did, and it's helped me tremendously, I now tune into my favorite podcasters and YouTubers, and I actually get things done. So I'll be like, you know what? It's time for me to relax. This is a day where my son's not here. There's a lot of cleaning I need to do. So I'm going to tune in to these people. And as I'm hearing them, because I don't typically need to see them, but although I will have my phone close to me in case I want to like take a peek, I can just continue about my days doing these things that I don't typically enjoy doing, but at the same time, I'm being rewarded, like listening to what I love to listen. So it almost doesn't feel like I'm doing anything because I actually enjoy listening to the podcast. I'm going to close this off by saying goals can sometimes mean nothing to you if you don't find purpose for them. There is magic in chaos, and at times when things seem really dark, just remember there is a light at the end of the tunnel, but you do have to take that step forward. The unknown can sometimes be really, really scary, and at times it kind of covers you with comfortability where you don't even want to take that step forward because that's all you know. But just because that's all you know doesn't mean that that's all you have to do or you have to be. And God will be there with you along the way for you to trust Him, and He will hold your hand, but you have to take those steps forward. And that is something I kind of want to leave you with, but also want to say thank you for watching this whole entire video. I don't know how it's going to come out, but hopefully it comes out great. And yeah, can't wait to see you next time. Adios.